Well, Gary Filbert started the association in 1985, and he did that with the guidance of Norm Stewart. So we have Coach Norm Stewart and Coach Gary Filbert to thank for the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now without those two. Coach Stewart was the head coach at the University of Missouri, and Coach Filbert was an assistant coach working for him. And so, Coach asked Coach Filbert if he would start a high school basketball coaches association and try to maintain that. And Coach Filbert did that, and Coach Stewart gave him enough time off in order to do it. So we're very thankful for both of those individuals.
I realized early on that to me, at that time, again, recruiting's changed, but to have an association with the basketball coaches, high school in the state, so that your state is producing 1, 2, 3, sometimes more players that are championship caliber. You've got to be able to attract them. That's the first thing that I started to do. That's why we got John Brown. That ended that battle, really, for the most part. There were little pockets where we couldn't get into, but you get that recruiting pace.
Our association has several events. We have a Hall of Fame. The Norm Stewart Classic, which is coming up, is one of the things that we began, and so it's anything to do with basketball coaches we're involved with. Awards for players, awards for coaches, all academic awards, coaches of the year, just the whole gamut.
Gary and I had been teammates. Gary was on our staff. He comes back, and he put the coaches thing together. Today we have over 1,500 coaches, boys and girls, in the state of Missouri. We'll have 2,000 in another 3 or 4 years.
He's a great friend of basketball coaches, high school coaches across the state. He's his work ethic is unparalleled, and he is the toughest, mentally and physically, the toughest individual I think that I know. And I'm not afraid to tell him that, and I hope that I'm able to follow that example.
I met him at a coaches clinic my first year after graduating. He does the Missouri State High School Basketball Association, our coaches association. He does the clinic for that. It's in his name. So he usually tries to make an appearance there when he can, and he was there, and I walked up to him and tried to introduce myself. One of the things that he mentioned at a graduation that I heard him speak at was, always tell people where you're from and be proud of that. Be proud of being from Shelbyville. And he said, just go up to them and say, hey, I'm from a small metropolis between Dallas and Chicago, and they have to know where you're from. Shelbyville is that popular. So every time I meet him, I try to go up to him and say, hey, I'm the coach at the small metropolis between Dallas and Chicago, and he usually gets a chuckle out of that.
I've been very appreciative how he has been with high school coaches, and I met Coach Stewart back whenever he was the head coach at the University of Missouri, and he was having clinics. So he would spend time with high school coaches, and he cares. So he cared about the coaches of the state of Missouri, and he wanted something that we could represent those people.
So inside the clinic, you have outside coaches from usually bigger programs. We've had University of Texas, other big name programs. You've had Bob Huggins from West Virginia come recently, and after those guys, we'll have small breakout sessions to where, especially new coaches, we try to get new coaches into a smaller setting and mentor them on what do you need to expect, how do you handle situations in those. So those are usually very beneficial for young coaches.
He's a legend. University of Missouri is the flagship university in the state, and he was a basketball coach there for over 30 years, and his influence is just everywhere. I know people my age in particular. We always looked up to him, and he was very willing to spend time with us whenever he had the opportunity, and that just speaks volumes.